Hello everyone. I recently wrote a blog called This Diet, That Diet, the Fad Diet. How about the Common Sense Diet? I wrote this blog because I know a lot of people who have told me that they're constantly struggling with their weight. They're trying to lose weight. They're frustrated. They don't know which diet is the best one to follow. And my response to people that tell me that is stop dieting. That's your number one problem. You don't need to diet. You need to change your focus. Change the way you look at something, and that something looks different. So rather than being obsessed with losing weight or you want to look good for the summer, your focus should be redirected in preserving the integrity of your health and preventing health problems. Because once you understand what's really at stake with bad food choices, then making better food choices become a whole lot easier. So my personal story is when I was younger, in my early 20s, and even in high school, I started struggling with weight issues, and I was looking at magazines. I was constantly comparing myself to them, and it was an impossible standard that I was always trying to chase after, but I could never attain it. And finally, I just gave up. I stopped dieting. But what I did was shift my focus in eating an anti-inflammatory diet. And that included just cutting out all the processed food, the sugar, anything that promotes illness or inflammation. Because once your body's inflamed, it opens the door to a host of health problems, some that could be quite debilitating. So I cleaned up my diet and just ate a whole food diet. I didn't really obsess over how many calories I was eating, because how fat can you get if you're eating vegetables? I mean, really, right? So my focus changed into being healthy as opposed to being thin, and that's when the magic started. And I lost weight as an afterthought. I wasn't even aware of it in the beginning until my clothes started falling from me. They were just a little too big, and they didn't look right on me. Until one day I had to go shopping, and I found myself buying a skirt that was size 0. Up until that point, I thought a size 0 was a joke. Maybe it was there to taunt shoppers. But I ended up in a size 0 without even trying, kind of by accident, because all I wanted to do is stay healthy. So it's not that hard. You just have to realize that if you eat correctly 80% of the time, you can allow yourself the flexibility of 20% to eat something that you know is not good, but you don't want to give up. The idea is not to completely deprive yourself of everything, because that's very impractical. But tell yourself, I will eat right 80% of the time. 20% I will allow that, social gathering where you want to have dessert or you want to have an extra drink or whatever the case may be. But always get back on the wagon. Don't use that one time that you overate as an excuse not to get back on the wagon. I combine that along with intermittent fasting, which really shortens the time period in 24 hours as to when you eat versus when you don't eat. I don't believe in constantly snacking. For me personally, breakfast is irrelevant. It's not the most important food. I do better when I skip breakfast. And I think there's a lot of misinformation out there that we've been fed for years. I decided to flip that on its head and started following other rules. And I lost weight with little to no effort. So enjoy my blog. There'll be more forthcoming. And I wish all of you a wonderful day and feel and look fabulous.